Here with us in studio, Pennsylvania Congressman Dan Meuser joins us now. Congressman, it's always great to talk to you. And of course, Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth, a major player in this presidential election. How much is it going to come down to your home state?
Well, thanks, Emma. Great being with you. Well, we're rising to the occasion in Pennsylvania. We're doing all the things I think we need to do in order to secure victory for President Trump. And frankly, Biden, Harris, now Harris, Walz are doing a lot to help the effort. You know, this convention certainly is giving them somewhat of a boost, but there's no reality behind it. You know, they call it joy. Most of my constituents and throughout Pennsylvania see it as torture. And what is really frustrating is it's just so phony. They're not at all talking about the things that matter to the Pennsylvanians, to the American people. You know, they're talking about freedom. I mean, my goodness, we got Governor Shapiro, Josh Shapiro, talking about freedom. I mean, between him and Walz, they shut down more businesses during COVID and after COVID than probably any two governors there are.
And that hotline that you could call about your neighbors
how about
in
it?
Minnesota.
How about it? Right, a snitch hotline, right? Yeah. And Josh Shapiro was Attorney General while all this was happening, and also while Philadelphia was burning, did nothing. And Walz sat back while Minneapolis burned. So there's a lot of phoniness taking place, but they're not talking about the things that matter in Pennsylvania. We don't hear anything about the border. We don't hear anything about fentanyl. I don't think they mentioned fentanyl once. Meanwhile, it's killing over 100,000 people, over 5,000 in Pennsylvania. We're hearing nothing about inflation, grocery prices. Oh, wait, Kamala is going to put price controls on grocery prices. You know what that does? That puts fear through the bones of my farmers. They get any increase in price, then I could be able to sell their potatoes if the grocery stores can't make money with it.
They operate on such small margins to begin with, right? To make that the focus. It's been called out even by liberal media outlets. You mentioned the Pennsylvania governor, Josh Shapiro, who, by the way, had been in the running for the VP spot, and then he wasn't. But he did speak at the DNC yesterday. He had to talk about Donald Trump. Here's that moment, in case you missed it.
Donald Trump, a man with no guardrails, wants to take away our rights and our freedoms. And listen, while he cloaks himself in the blanket of freedom, what he's offering isn't freedom at all.
You know, what'd you make of that moment, his speech, what he had to say?
It's like opposite day. Okay, talk about gaslighting. I mean, all President Trump is about is freedom of marketplaces, freedom of religions, right? Freedom of school choice. It was funny how Governor Shapiro mentioned public schools when he was talking about freedoms. Oh, you mean, Governor, we have the right to choose any school that we're told our kids have to go to based upon their zip code? That's some wonderful freedoms. How about backing school choice? So it's really literally opposite day, and it's gaslighting when they state such things. I mean, meanwhile, the agencies of the Biden-Harris administration come down on the private sector like a ton of bricks. This whole ideology is about control. And it is about limiting freedoms, and it is about, you know, telling you what kind of stove and what kind of car you need to drive, and about banning energy produced in America, particularly fracking and natural gas. So,
does the VP support fracking?
Well, I think grudgingly.
Vice President Kamala Harris.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Because do we really know? I mean, has she answered that recently?
She absolutely is against it. She said it with enthusiasm several times to great applause. No, she does not want such fossil fuels. They will put them out of business. And if they won't through their words, because let's face it, these folks will say anything between Walz and her to get and VP Harris to get elected, but they will kill it through taxes and regulations. And the Pennsylvania people are beginning to know that. That's one of the main reasons we're going to win, because we are going to get the truth out. Eventually, she's going to have to do an interview without reading a teleprompter.
Yeah. If it doesn't happen before then, at least there is that September debate.
Yeah.
And perhaps it will be Donald Trump who actually asks her to say, in the past, you've said you've been against fracking. Campaign statements have come out. Where do you stand on the matter? I would love for media outlets to address that, but I guess it won't happen.